Hello everyone. Now it's a chapter 3 graphical representation of data. That means we have made the frequency distribution. On the basis of frequency distribution, we can draw bar diagram, histogram and frequency polygon. Among that, we are going to define histogram and polygon in this chapter. So, first of all, what is histogram? Histogram is nothing but it is a bar diagram, but which these bars are co-adjacent to each other. They are stick to each other. This bar diagram or this bar chart histogram is dividing that bars as per our classes are there. Okay, this grouping allows that frequently data in each class occur in this data set according to its frequency. But in histogram, the bars is centered above each other. That means these bars are being stuck together to each other as per the class intervals. As our class intervals are consecutive to each other, our bars are also going to be adjacent to each other. That is, the height of that bar corresponds to that frequency of the class. Width of that bar is going to have width of the class interval, and there is no any gap between these upper limit of one class and lower limit of other class, adjacent class. Hence our bars are going to be adjacent to each other like this. Okay, so here this is the frequency. Just go for it. X is having values from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And our frequencies are according to this 1, 2, 4, 3 and 2. That means on X axis we can put the numbers or we can place the class intervals as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and from 1 to 2 the frequency is 1. That means the height of this bar is according to the frequency. So at y axis you have to plot the frequencies. Okay, so 1 unit height will be given for the first bar. Again the second one is starting at 2, that is the from 2 to 3. Therefore the height of this 2 to 3 bar is according to the frequency, which is 2. But it is adjacent to each other, and hence this is how the bar charts are going to happen. The same thing if we are having this X intervals grouped from 30 to 31, 32 to 33. Here this 31 and 32, they are not same. Okay, hence these limits, these two limits has to be make same as per the adjustment. Now what adjustment we have to do? Here we just have to add this 0.5 quantity to this upper limit of lower class, and we just have to subtract this 0.5 quantity from this upper limit of next class. So it will be goes with 31.5. Now why I am doing this 0.5 only? Because the gap between these upper limit and lower limit to adjacent size is 1. 1 divided by 2 will be 0.5. That's why I have add and subtracted this 0.5 quantity from each upper limit and lower limit. Similarly, as we are adding this 0.5 to whole this one, this will become 33.5. And this another one, instead of 34, it will be goes for 33.5. And likewise we have to do all the classes as per this. So instead of this 45, we have to start up to 45.5, and instead of 30 we have to mention this as 29.5, because from lower limit we are going to subtract 0.5 and for upper limit we are going to add 0.5. Likewise, so just mention here this 30 has been written over here, but the graph is going to start at some value behind this 30, isn't it? That's why it is going to starting with 29.5. This value is nothing but 29.5. Then 29.5 to 31.5, 31.5 to 33.5, likewise. And the height of these graphs are going to start according to the frequencies they have. That is, the height of first class, that is 29.5 to 31.5 is 2. Therefore, they have made the height of this bar as per the 2x. Okay. Now, here this intersection between x-axis and y-axis, it is called origin. This one is the 0. Okay. Now, instead of writing this wall values from 0 to 30, this middle part is just flipped on. That's why they have mentioned like this sign. This sign is used if we are using this scale far from that origin. Okay. Means there is no observation from 0 to 30 or 0 to 29.5. That's why we are not having this part. Okay, this part is just flipped on and this graph has been defined. That's why we are going to use this sign. Okay, this is how we are going to plot the histogram. Now we will see frequency polygon. What is frequency polygon? Once we define this histogram for x and f, x is nothing but the variable and f is according to the frequency. The frequency polygon is nothing but a smooth polygon shaped which defines the spread of the distribution. Okay, this is nothing but by joining midpoint at the upper end of histograms we can do this. That means here this is my histogram which we have already defined. Now in this here, this is the midpoint of our histogram, first bar, then this one is the second one and this one is third. These are the midpoints, isn't it? Midpoints at the upper part. I am going to mention each and every midpoint at this histogram. Those which are mentioned by red dots. Okay. Now I am going to join these red dots according to the polygon shape. By joining this, I am getting this shape and this shape is nothing but the frequency polygon. As here I am not using any scale, that's why my lines are not perfect lines or segments. Just to hope you can understand that. Okay, as there is no any value beyond or before this 29.5, we just have to mention this polygon is starting from 0 somewhere. Okay, and again there is no value from after 45, therefore we have to join this polygon to 0 itself. So this will look like this red shape, and this red shape diagram is called frequency polygon, which is defining like this. This is my frequency polygon which we have already discussed. This is called frequency polygons. Now here we are going to define this example. Okay, so this slide contains a real world example of histogram. It plots the relative frequency of height of some students based on the data below. Now this is the table which we are dealing with. The height of student, that is in feet, 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. And number of pupils are 0 to 2, 1, 2 to 4, 4, 4 to 6, 8, 6 to 8, 2. That means total number of observations 15 we have. Then to define the histogram, we are going to define x-axis as well as y-axis. On x-axis, we are going to define the height of that class intervals, and according to number of pupils, which is the frequency of our frequency distribution. Then our bar diagram, bars of the histogram are according to the height of that bars are according to this number which is defined in the number of pupils. That means I have to mention over here, this is my origin 0. Then I'm going to define this as my 2. Then this one is 2 to 4, 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. Okay, and on y-axis also I have to measure the numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let it be. Okay, so first the height from 0 to 2, it is 1. That means I have to make the bar starting from 1 and ending up to this 2. Then second is my class from 2 to 4. That means this one 2 to 4. This one is 2. This one is 4, 6 and 8. On x-axis I have used a scale. 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 2 units. Now here we can define on y-axis, this is the frequency which we can define by number of pupils, and I'm going to name this, label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Next, I have to draw the bar for this second class, that is 2 to 4. So 2 to 4 is having bar up to 4. So height of that bar will be goes up to 4. Join that and this one is second bar. Then 4 to 6 it is 8. So I have to raise this line up to 8. There, just bear with the figure. Then 6 to 8, the height of 6 to 8 is again 2. That's why I have to mention this as 2. Okay, just consider this is the rough sketch of histogram, how it is going to look like. Now this is the actual graph which we are going to define. Understood? 0 to 2, then 2 to 4, 4 to 6 and 6 to 8, like that. Okay.